The effects of fertilizers on eutrophication. People who use fertilizers can inadvertently cause environmental harm. Fertilizers are rich in the elements nitrogen and phosphorus, and excess amounts of these elements can result in eutrophication, which is just the excess amount of nutrients in any body of water. This can result in an algal bloom, which leads to less sunlight penetrating water surfaces, resulting in the productivity of aquatic plants being decreased. As a result, oxygen reserves are depleted and aquatic animals and plants are killed. Eutrophication occurs when an aquatic environment becomes too enriched with nutrients, increasing the amount of plant and algae growth beyond the environmental capacity. About 65% of the coastal environments in the contiguous USA that have been studied are moderately to severely degraded by excessive nutrient additions.
Anyone who participates in agricultural practices in any capacity must be aware of the threat of fertilizer usage. Fertilizer usage endangers the biodiversity of ecosystems. Current practices and the usage of fertilizer has to be reevaluated in order to prevent detrimental environmental impacts. Here are some solutions. Environmentally friendly fertilizers. These fertilizers have slower release systems and feed organic materials to the soil. A common example is milorganite. Ground cover plant cultivation is another solution. These organisms will serve as buffers for the movement of nutrients into waterways and aid in potential nutrient loss. Engaging in watersheds is also important. Widespread implementation of watersheds is critical to easing the negative impacts of fertilizer usage.
Here are some consequences of eutrophication. Eutrophication often improves the competitiveness of invasive aquatic species, such as the Etornia crassipes or the water hyacinth, especially in northern China. The growth of invasive aquatic species due to eutrophication poses a threat to both native and integral species due to the depletion of the necessary nutrients. Eutrophication can increase these following factors in aquatic invasive species: relative growth rate, reproductive rate, photosynthetic rate, leaf nitrogen content, and nitrogen use efficiency. This figure was taken from a study done by Shi et al. In 2010. The figure shows the effects of both poor and rich sediment nutrients on the survival percentages, rooting efficiency, and maximum root length of both invasive and native species within the northern Chinese region. You can see that the invasive species does much better in the rich sediment environments. And this slide shows our references used.